Hello everyone. Hi. So my fun fact, I like smiling. So until we smile, we are not going anywhere. So hi everyone. We are getting somewhere. Okay, so my name is Linda, and I'm actually the founder of Bitsavers. And my second name, my African name is Wambui. So if you are African, our parents were keen enough to ensure that every name that we get, it has some backstory to it. Well, my name Wambui means that I was born during the rain. So if you're born during the rain, you are expected to be this woman who can be anything. She sets her mind into becoming, well. Am I that? Let's see. Thank you. So ideally, our system, back in 2022, I had just completed my undergraduate, and I had sent over 40 applications in a span of less than 8 months, and to date, I have not received not even an email or even a call or a text. And this was a shocker to me because I was a student leader. I was a chairman, a chairwoman, okay, a chair lady at that institution of ours. And out of these 40 applications, I had interacted with 10 institutions. 3 of them, I had signed an MOU to ensure that we get internships and attachments. Now, that's the fun fact. To date, they've never even responded to me. Let's move on. Because of that, you find that the young people that I'm talking to right now, and being a young person in Kenya, the youthful population is the biggest part of the population. And if I'm being honest with you, back then it was even so difficult for me to get out of bed. And to some extent, this was called laziness. To date, I'm still struggling to have a good relationship with my parents because they couldn't understand, why are you sleeping? You should be looking for a job. But it is not that I wasn't looking for a job. I feel like I was just exhausted by the system. Okay. So over time, I've learned that if back then I had like a community, someone I could vent to, or someone who could just tell me it's going to be okay, and things like that, I feel that I would have changed my perspective and looked at the numerous possibilities that life has to offer. And that's what I plan on doing. So I've learned that over time, resilience is not built by waiting. It is built by you taking the actions. Do not wait for someone to initiate the change, but be the change. My previous speaker said that when you're trying to talk to people, do not start with the jargon. Start telling them, oh, you should be careful about your money. Bitcoin is the future is limitless. Well, show how their future can be limitless, and then they will join you and we will sing the choir together, okay? So over time, I've learned that when I got to Bitcoin, I realized that life is there's so much to life. And fast forward, in the past 2 years, I've gotten 2 scholarships in 2 different countries, and I've gotten to complete my MSc in chemistry. And before, that was after learning about Bitcoin, because I got into a community and realized that whatever can limit me is just what is in the mind. And I've managed to replicate that by ensuring and telling anyone around me, you can own your own money, you can own your own language, you can own your own voice, and you can actually own your own future. Curate it how you want it to be, okay? So, and I came up with this project, Bitsavers Eduhub. So who are we and what are we doing and why do we even exist in the first place? Let's see. So over time, I saw that you don't tell people to adopt the Bitcoin. Adapt your content to ensure that you're able to reach to the people and let them learn about what you're telling them and let them learn to themselves, meet people at their point of need. So over time, I realized that we can get a localized curriculum based on the kind of people we're interacting with. And then when people learn about each other, I've learned, okay, I don't know this is true, but over time, the biggest motivator for me to even work hard is either if I'm jealous of you or envious of you, because I see that I can be that what you are. I don't know if that's true, but please let me know. Okay, and of course, having a very holistic approach, trying to get a common ground with anyone before we try to get to explain what they are, how well we display that on our social media. Please let me know. I'm open to criticism. So our highlight of the time, starting this project last year, we managed to get 107 applications in the last cohort from 20 different African countries. That was so remarkable to me. Okay, so far we've managed to have 250 learners get trained on the Bitcoin basics in 20 different countries. We hosted like a Bitcoin pizza day. This was our first physical event that had the most of actually the attendees. We've gotten to have like 35 graduate physically. Thank you to Felix and to the core. And then we've had what we are calling the Bitcoin Campus Caravan, which we'll be checking in the next slide. And of course, we have like 10 merchants. Well, I have started, or my team and I have embodied what we call strategic planning to ensure that if we come up with a project, we can move from our good project because we know what we want and keep on improving it to make it actually a great one. And I say that I am on a mission from God to ensure that that person who is coming behind me, they don't have to they don't have to have this hard time getting out of bed and contemplating, do you even deserve that job that you're applying to? Because ideally, I think you can be anything. The only profession that you can't be is maybe a doctor, because you can't inject me if you don't know what kind of medication I want. So, and getting to interact with the community, we got to be invited in one of the launches in our local market, and so we got to receive an invitation in the local community, and that was in the Juja market. So we are domiciled in the Juja city or Juja town or Juja village, if you may call it, and we got to interact with women, and one thing stood out: all the women with the businesses, some running for over 10 years, they have not a single turnover. They are still struggling to retain, or rather to sustain their businesses. And that was because that while they are having the hard time with the inflation and the continuous increased prices of goods and services, their profit is not really working for them. And mark you, from this profit, they need to feed their own families. So because of that, we came up with this project known as the She Leads Economy to ensure that they are able to lead in their own capacity. So we started by training them, which is what we are doing at the moment, ensure that they are actually comfortable in accepting Bitcoin, and of course, having a sustainable plan to ensure that they are able to have a community, a support circle, and also have integrate this project with the campus caravan, which I'm going to be talking about, to ensure that this is something that can be replicated over time. Okay. Then we moved on to the Bitcoin campus currency. Well, I started off by saying that I was a student leader back in my undergraduate days. And one thing I've learned over time, most of the students in the university, that's when the young dreams are being nurtured. We have people that have not yet gotten to face the reality of life. So they are really, really positive, and they know that they can achieve anything that the world has to offer. I really don't want to see that being broken. So what we've done, we have this, what we call the Bitcoin campus currency. So we are trying to show the young people that Bitcoin is actually a currency that could work with them. We are blessed enough to have Tando in Kenya, so they can actually spend money with 0 to less transaction fee. A student spends at least 400 to 2,400 on transaction fees, and you're not working. Surely, where is this money supposed to come from? Okay. Now, with that being said, what I had actually not mentioned, so all these are university, we will be targeting them. So we'll be visiting, of course, we have already visited the JKUAT, we have visited them. Next month we'll be in Kenyatta University, and in all this, we have started, we have like a curriculum for them, and it's not like a technical session. We either have a game, something to draw you in such that you're able to relate with what we are saying, and out of doing that, then we build a Bitcoin club in that university to ensure that learning can happen inside the university with 0 to no supervision, okay? And after that, we will be, or rather, we move on to having like a community within the university and having people spend their Bitcoin around their own community. Sorry. Well, now that's what we plan on doing. And finally, our vision is actually backed up by all these things to ensure that we keep on going. And we will have now that vision of ours be our guiding light as we have our strategy to be the roadmap, and also working together with our team and being fueled by our mission, keep on doing whatever we want to do to see to it that we do not have, we try and alleviate the number of young people that are suffering from system exhaustion. And it's time for something different. it's time to forge the path forward with scaling resilience. So, okay. So that's our portfolio. So far, that has been one of our meetup. We actually have a free online course that enables self-paced learning. That is during one of our graduation ceremonies. That is during another meetup that was supported by Blink. That was me during a session as well, one of the physical sessions. And that's my email in case there is room for any questions. And I am encouraging you to actually help us improve on our reach. So I think my slide we can hold on to this slide for some moments. And I still see that I actually have time. Are we done? I am open to questions. And yes.
Firstly, thank you very much. So some of us may have had the privilege of chatting with Linda online and seeing their proof of work constantly posting. It's so inspirational. Thank you, Linda. Does anybody have anything they want to chat to Linda about now? Any questions? There you go. So what are the main things you need to...
So yeah, maybe if you could just quickly talk about what is your main obstacles, what are the main things that you guys struggle with?
Yeah, so bureaucracy is something that's constant everywhere. Even with the digital market, I am still writing to our local authorities, and they say that they need to come and assess what we are doing. Well, I believe in myself enough that we will have we'll sort that out. With the university, Bitcoin, until the virtual asset supplier bill that was actually signed into law last year, I was actually blacklisted from my own university on getting a venue because I was labeled a rebel. And funny enough, I'm a staff in the university, so my professors look at me in some certain way. Well, I really want out, so I'm working hard on that. The other challenge, our project was born last year, and I have a very incredible team. Some of my team members are here. So we've not received any yet seed support, so we actually get support on a project-to-project basis. So up to now, we have support until April, and I've been reaching out to some of us. I may be in the room and for support. So after this, I'm open to reaching out to anyone for support such that we can keep the wheels rolling of the project. Thank you. We had a question.
Do we have another question? Got you.
Thanks, Linda. Great talk. It came through a few times that when you're that desperate, just getting out of bed in the morning is actually almost too much to do. How do you get the people to get out of bed, that first step?
I have to admit that a very hard question. So, first things first, we have a community of Trezor. Okay, I've had the privilege to host 5 Trezor Academy sessions, and within that, what I've realized is our beneficiaries, once they are able to go back and start talking to their students about what is Bitcoin, what we are doing with Bitcoin, and the fact that we have a circular economy, and we try showing people that you can live on a Bitcoin standard with 0 transaction fee. If you have a problem with getting out of bed and you learn that you can send money home at 0 cost, that should be something that could at least spark some sort of curiosity, right? So I don't know if we are doing a good job, but we are trying to show the advantages of, or the promise that Bitcoin has to give to you that could help you change your way of thinking and just have hope to at least get out of that bed and be sure that your tomorrow can be better than today if, yes, you can embrace some sort of sovereignty. I don't know if that was helpful. Thank you. We had last question from...
Do we have another question, Carl? Oh, got you.
How do you get them to buy Bitcoin at the beginning? Do you use Bitica or what?
Actually, Fidel is our operations manager. I think he's best to answer the question.
It was your question, but yeah, Bitika is the easiest way in Kenya to acquire Bitcoin. But not only, we don't paint it as buying Bitcoin, we paint it as converting bad money to good money. So, yeah, directly to your own, yeah.
What a great note to end on. Thank you very much for that. Thank you, Linda. Really appreciate it. Send some support.